I hit the button.
Are we going?
Hit the button.
I hit the button.
Hello.
No explosion, but I did hit the button.
Hello. This is Flock Around the Table. Welcome back to all you steady viewers. And if you're a new viewer, welcome to our podcast.
Yeah.
I am Micah.
Sue.
And Deb. We're here in Indiana.
Yeah, what's the date today? I lose track. You guys need to help me out on this
17th?
one.
August 16th.
16th?
August 16th.
August 16th.
Sunday, August 16th.
I had to check and
I
make
better
sure.
get my daughter's birthday present in the mail.
Oh my God, my
yeah, you
grandson's
better.
birthday's on the 19th.
Uh-oh.
You only have a couple of days.
I know, I'm in trouble.
Tori's is on the 20th.
You could buzz up.
23rd.
I could. He hasn't told me what he wants, but I know it's just whatever relates to money, a gift card or cash or whatever.
That's.
I have to confess, I got up this morning and had to check my phone to make sure it was Sunday.
That busy of a week for you, huh?
I knew it was Sunday.
I
was planning out my best egg sandwich for you.
It was excellent.
It was the best egg sandwich I've ever had.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, not the best, totally best sandwich, but it's the best.
It was really good.
It was good. It was
I call it the
This
best
is good.
because it's bacon, eggs, spinach, and tomato.
And cheese.
And cheese.
I saw cheese.
But, I added cheese and onions and mayo.
I didn't see onions.
They were in with your eggs.
Were they? Yeah,
They were.
But technically, it's just a bacon, egg, spinach, tomato
sandwich.
Yeah. You can add lots of stuff.
It was good. It was very
because
good.
I got that fabulous tomato from Marcia yesterday. So
cool. My neighbor's been bringing them over, and I've been having tomato sandwiches. But here's a question for you guys and for you guys.
Okay.
He brought over these really nice, like orangey ones.
Oh,
tomato.
sure. Yeah.
Tastes amazing. Okay, it really does.
Yeah.
Except in a tomato sandwich, when I put it in the sandwich,
You
for
want
some
it
reason,
red.
my head didn't make this as good as if it was red.
That's a mental thing.
You know, what is it that comes...
You're just mental.
Well,
You're just mental.
the thing
there's
is
a
that
newsflash.
peppers actually taste different when they're different colors.
Yes.
I mean, a green has a bit of a different flavor. To me, the green and the red are similar, and the yellow and the orange are sweeter. Or I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that they're sweated out. That's the term.
Yeah.
Sweated
Why
out.
would you sweat them? Don't you eat them raw?
No, you cook them.
Peppers?
You put them in the pan.
Either way.
You put them in the pan, and you get
Oh,
them.
no, see, there you're relating to cooking.
And she doesn't do
I
that.
don't cook.
See, now I've done that with the garlic
Cooked?
and the onions. Yeah. It's
Cooked
called
them.
Blue Apron or HelloFresh, where they
HelloFresh
come
or
in and
whatever.
they give you this sheet like this and says, now, in a pan, put such, so-and-so, chop this, blah, blah, blah. Wait until you see it. While this is cooking, but keep an eye on it, go over here and do this.
They tell you exactly what to do.
And it comes all made out in this one thing. So when you open up the package and you open up your garlic and you open up your asparagus for the meal and everything, it's all right there. It tells you how much to chop off, even which end, not the leafy end. The leafy end contains such and such. So you know that you're not cutting off the wrong end, you know?
Oh my gosh.
So it's, because I never
The wrong
get
end of what?
a vegetable.
Whatever, a vegetable.
Like an onion. Okay, what is the green part? You got an onion that has...
The green onions with the white end and the green end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what is the green end called?
Isn't that chives?
No. Chives are...
Oh, that's another
Chives are an herb. Green
Okay.
onions are
So
different.
the bottom of that onion is a white onion and the top part of that onion? So what makes a scallion?
The whole thing
it's
is
a
a scallion or
is
green
bigger.
onion. The whole thing...
Oh, I thought a
depending
scallion
on-
was bigger.
No, it's the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, tomato,
Okay.
scallion, green onion. The whole thing is actually a green onion.
Okay.
But,
All right.
yeah, there's the white part
So when
and then the green part.
when you stuck a little bit of onion in our breakfast, was it a scallion, white onion, just onion?
It was a Vidalia onion.
Ooh,
Wow.
Vidalia.
And I just sliced off a couple of rings and cooked them with your scrambled egg.
So what do you do with the rest of the rings?
Well, the whole...
They're jewelry.
The rest of... Well, okay, so this
Oh, that's
morning... Because Jamie has to fly out again tomorrow, so this morning... And he loves hash. So at 5:30 this morning, I made him hash. So I used
you
half
are a
the
good
onion.
woman.
Canada,
I used
good.
half the onion for his hash, and then for us, I just did little sliver slices on the other half.
So you
the
made
rest
a
of it
corned
is
beef?
in the fridge. The rest of the onion's in the fridge.
So you made a corned beef to make him a hash?
No, not corned beef. I just did potatoes, onions, and Spam because he loves Spam.
No, that would be good. I should think.
And then
tell
eggs
Mikey.
and cheese on that, and then
Now,
eggs
see,
on top of that.
We make something called green eggs and ham. That's bacon,
Yeah,
and eggs and hash browns and
it's all mixed together.
it's all mixed together. And we called it green eggs and ham because Tim, when he was a little guy, wouldn't eat it because it looks funny. It's all mixed up. So I told him it was from green eggs and ham. So it's.
He's been
See,
okay
now
with it.
so Tori and I, because we're a little more adventurous in the kitchen, we decided one day that we were actually going to make green eggs and ham. So we had leftover ham, and so you take a slice of ham and you fry that so it has that nice caramelization, and then we made an omelet, and we went out to the garden and we clipped every kind of herb that we had out there, parsley and chives,
To make it green?
and tarragon and thyme and basil and all that, and chopped it all up and put way more herbs and eggs than you would ever imagine. And when you like scramble them, they turn green.
Really?
So we had
Perfect.
green eggs
And ham.
with
How
piece
was
of
it?
toast. Oh, it's very, very good. So now when I tell Tori I'm going to make some green eggs and ham, she knows exactly what I'm making.
True.
Well,
True.
Bunch of herbs in my
In my day,
scrambled
green,
eggs.
and when I first moved out,
I
green
assumed
eggs
you were
meant
using
they
food
were.
coloring.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No food coloring.
In my day, when I first moved out and I had green eggs and ham, it meant don't eat the eggs.
Don't eat the eggs.
Those eggs have been
The
around too
eggs
long.
had actually turned green.
Yeah,
and we're
yeah,
not
and
going to
you
eat
weren't
those.
supposed
You know, if you save eggs in your refrigerator long enough, you will end up with an empty shell.
Yeah,
Yes.
they dehydrate.
I know this because
You've had it happen?
yes, I've had this happen. We moved eggs when I moved to Zionsville. We moved a carton of eggs, and Mother was noticing they seemed very light, and so she cracked one open and they were empty. I'd had them so long. She thought
Well, it's a good
perhaps,
thing you moved them. I mean,
oh God, yes, because
You
they
know.
were treasures.
right.
So we ended up throwing them all away.
Well, I do know my mom dates her eggs.
I don't keep.
You look her in the
Mine don't
refrigerator
last long
and,
enough to
and
date.
she dates them, and then she used to call and she used to, when she was driving more, she would call and she'd stop in, or she'd call and say, "Oh, I'm going to drop by. I have something for the dogs." She'd come over with this container of scrambled eggs. She goes, "Oh, these eggs are going to go bad." I mean, granted, there were two dogs to eat them, but I mean,
I
it was
don't
that
know
she just
how
did,
you
she
can-
dated it. But from what I've read, you can use an egg far past its expiration date.
Apparently, but you got to get them before
But just
they're
before
gone.
they dehydrate.
Just before then. Just before then.
Do you know that?
I digress. These two went way freaking off base here. Talking about eggs.
5 minutes into it, and we're still talking about
Oh my
eggs.
gosh. Well, I got to work all week and my husband was here.
That was nice.
Because
Yay.
he showed up on Monday.
I bet you were glad to see him.
No,
No.
who the hell are you?
Oh.
No.
I was just
Now
getting
you
used
can't
to
park
being
in the
by
middle of the
myself.
I
garage.
can't park in the middle of the garage, so I'm kicking him out again on Monday. Tomorrow he leaves again for another 2 weeks.
So
I get to park in the middle of the garage again.
I
Yeah, we're going to
really-
come and rescue you midweek. And,
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we're gonna have to, because
we could go.
Yeah, we'll take her. We can take her out for date night.
We could take her to Friendly and get her some wings.
Yeah, because that's date night. We can be.
Oh,
Jamie.
you can be my date night?
We can be our.
Oh my gosh,
date night.
thanks.
How cool would that be? Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I did.
So stay away from friendlies on Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't go to Friendly's on Wednesday night. I did stop in there because my car just automatically goes there on Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
date night.
It's date night.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, screw it. I'm just going to go to Friendly. And I didn't really feel like cooking anyway. And I thought, well, I'm going to go to Friendly. I mean, when you're cooking for yourself,
I know.
whatever.
I know.
You guys, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll stop at Friendly. And evidently I had too late of a lunch or something. So when I got there, I got my cocktail because I have a cocktail. And
She's like,
I
"Can we
looked
get you
at the
anything to
menu and I
eat?"
just went, well, I had Matt, my favorite server of all times.
Yeah.
Matt is great.
He's fantastic. He's like, gonna have something to eat? And I said, well, I don't know. let me think about it. You know, because their placemats are the menu,
Sure.
right? So I'm flipping it over and looking. It's not like I need to.
Yeah.
And they're every week. It's not like I don't know their menu by heart. And then I had another cocktail and I just came home. I didn't even. I had 2 cocktails and I came home and I'm like.
But you had satisfaction.
I did.
So that's all that was.
I call that date night with Matt. We had date night with Matt.
Okay,
That was great.
I like that too. Date night with Matt.
And you can leave him there.
Yeah.
And then I think that was the same night that I recorded the 0.5.
Oh, it was the 2 cocktails that got you.
It was the 2 cocktails that got me, and you guys got a 0.5 from me on
Yay,
that
we got a
night.
0.5.
Whatever.
So, other than that, so it was an interesting week for us. I went in for a stress test, and which, according to my looking at it,
You're super stressed out. I can tell.
Yeah, and that it was fine, and it was weird because I was telling Mika at lunch on Wednesday. I said, "Here you are on it, and they're not like most regular treadmills. Kind of just make an angle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this thing goes like this, so it's flat, and then all of a sudden, bam! It's like a hill. And
wow,
she didn't tell me not to take my mask off because they were every time
probably
it
monitors through your mask.
Time it slipped, they said, "Oh, your mask is damp," because it would slip down my. So anyway, I'm on this treadmill, kind of going. She's got a face mask and this thing on it, and I'm trying not to trip and fall. And she's like, "Oh, you don't need to wear your mask. That's why I put on the shield." And I'm like, so I went like this, and then I moved, and a bug had bitten my leg, and I couldn't scratch it. I was just beyond stress from that. But then I went home and slept all day, so it was fun. So every time all week Mikey's been like, "Are you okay?
You all right?"
Did your heart get overstressed? No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm good. The medicine's a pain though, because it makes you kind of like weird. So that was my
something
week.
they give you before?
They do.
So I've never done that.
That was a dye.
It is a dye. It's not. And the sad thing about the whole thing, I went in the bathroom, turned the light off, and I didn't even glow.
Oh, damn.
I mean, it's radioactive, and I thought for sure I was going to glow in the dark. I was like,
radioactive? They make
you should have gone through a metal
you up with
detector.
radioactive stuff?
Next time I do this, I'm going to run out to the airport and go through buy a ticket,
I
spend
told you
$1,000.
about when I was getting
Yeah,
radiation.
but for your
I lit
breast.
up that metal
you lit
detector.
up the metal detector. That'd be the only time that you would glow.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, well, yeah, because they come in and they start your RV and they give you the stuff and they take it literally. It's got the little.
Is it a funny color?
It has a hazmat
It's got
tag
a
on.
hazmat tag on it.
Stop
And
it!
It's in a metal. It's in a metal container.
Oh my god!
It's in a metal container, just like you see on TV when they're transporting it or sealing it, and then they come and they inject it, and then the same thing when you're on the treadmill. She takes her little metal container, and she's all decked out like this, and you're standing
She's probably
there,
wearing
white
cement underwear.
Yeah. And you're standing there going, great, sure, go ahead, put that shit in me.
Just inject me with this hazmat stuff.
And then you lay and they put the camera over your chest, and you feel it beat, and you're like this, and you're like, because you're stressed, you're just like,
oh my god.
So, I don't know where the stress part comes, because I laid back and she's like, okay, this will be about, and I'm like, I don't care. And I was sound asleep, so... Yeah, anyway, so that was my week. Other than that, I did pretty good. And I sewed a little, and I knitted a little, and I made a mess around the house, which is typical for me. Yeah. And my petunias are like driving me crazy. They keep dying. The flowers keep flowering, and then I have to go out and keep pulling those dead things off. So I told my kid, you can't have petunias anymore, because I get obsessed over keeping those dead ones off of petunias. And we went to breakfast Friday after.
I think the blooms only last like a day or two.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And we went to Original Pancake House, and Mikey walks by and he goes, "You're up." And I'm like, "Huh?" And he goes, I'm like, "Oh my God!" So I'm like,
oh my lordy.
I feel like, when you get your nails manicured and she takes that little clippy thing on your cuticles and she just they go, and they keep going. That's how I was at the Pancake House.
I'm sure that they were thrilled.
Yeah, but then I didn't have anywhere to put them, so I just threw them all on the ground.
That's okay. They're biodegradable.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. So it's good.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Compost.
so now we all have and your week was good too?
My week?
You were very productive this week.
I was a busy girl.
We'll lead right into our
my
notice today.
It's a AFO, almost finished object. Oh, you like that?
I like that. There we go. It's not a WIP, it's an AFO. So we got a new term to add on.
This is, if you recall last week, we showed a pattern called Wakefield. Is that right?
Yeah, Blakefield.
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 And it was all done up in that Dottie yarn from Anzula. Well, I used the same pattern and used my leading men and made...
You used leading men.
I used
Did you use them?
I did use them.
You used poor Andy and Steve.
Oh, look
You've
at
been
this.
used.
And it is all but finished.
This is incredible. Look at the picture.
Oh, and it smells woolly. Oh, it does. It has that woolly
it's
smell.
not obviously not been blocked yet. Next week.
I like this.
I do too.
I love the contrast between the white and the...
Well, and it's the color, the color is their Carnival.
Don't get that in my coffee.
I'm not. See?
Yeah, it really looks good on, somebody else holds it up. It's been piled in my lap.
Yeah, once we get better pictures.
I can't wait to block it.
Yeah,
it's really going to show. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's really going to show up then.
And she started that last Sunday.
But this is.
She's the knitting fool.
Yeah.
It's definitely not me.
And I even had errands and stuff to run this week, so I wasn't just sitting and knitting the whole time. Actually, if I'd stayed up later or gotten up earlier, I could have finished this. But that sleep thing got in the way.
Oh, it does.
That darn sleep thing.
I know.
So now what's the colorway again?
This is Carnival. Okay. And this is their Broadway
by Leading Men.
Fingering weight. By Leading Men, right. Leading Men Fiber Arts. Mm-hmm. And this is their new colorway, which is really, I think, very pretty.
That's so fun. I love that. And I love the contrast between the white and
I've debated on what to contrast it with, but I'm really happy that I contrasted with the white. Because it really makes that color pop.
Yeah, it really does.
It will be done.
Leading Men is a fun...
They're a fun guy, and they're fun guys.
They are fun guys.
They really are fun. They've done a lot of trunk shows there at our local yarn shop, at Village Yarn Company.
And Village Yarn Company has their yarn
line.
Yeah,
has their yarn.
They stock them.
Yeah. I picked up a couple of other skeins that are from Leading Men from our local yarn shop, and this is Purple Rain. Another fingering weight, and it's more of a tonal. You can see that there's...
In Showstopper.
Yeah. You can see that it's not a solid color, but it's all purple.
Tonal.
And this is another one that's similar in that it's tonal.
But this is so more my colors.
Those are your
another
colors.
Showstopper
and it's
and
really,
bent neck lady.
It's really soft and squishy.
And as you can tell by the name, Leading Men, if you don't know of them, they do everything when it comes to theater arts. So, and this one is drama.
I have one of theirs, which you don't have, but I'm going to go get it.
Okay.
Drama, whatever. And this is their DK weight. It's just navy blue. It's called Fortune Teller. It's
called navy blue.
Yeah, it's called navy blue. Fortune Teller. I bought it for the hat.
Sure.
Stephen West painted bricks hat, and I'm going to do it with the vibrant the neon colors.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah, I was going to use black, but I really think the blue's a little bit better. It makes the colors do.
Yeah.
So, and Sue's going to get one that she has here.
This is the line in Leading Men that I love all their lines, but this one is my favorite. It's called Monologue.
Oh no, that's
the line is called.
But that's
the line is called Monologue, and it has
it's squishy soft.
Oh yeah, it's super soft because it has. It's 20% silk, 15% yak, and 65% superwash merino.
Let me feel it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think it needs to go
silly.
Home with me.
It's silly.
That's nice. That is really nice.
That's
but
like
it's monologue. The line is called Monologue. But
that's fun.
Yeah, those, and I like.
Oh, that's cute the way you did that.
The colors.
It shows the colors really well.
The colors really show up.
This is colorway street art. So I probably will have to do something nice and soft and squishy right around.
You'll have to do a monologue with your monologue.
I will have, yeah.
You can be the vagina monologue.
What?
Didn't you know that? There's a monologue, a show out there. Women do them. It's called the vagina monologue. So
no.
We'll name yours. Okay.
No.
That could be this episode.
Although, you know what I could do?
My vagina has never said a word.
Mine farts.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, we digress. We better get back on subject here, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I love monologue.
Yeah, they have good yarn, and they're great guys. They have
a really...
Steve has a webcast that he does. I don't know what the frequency is, but you'll find him under Dramatic Knits.
Okay.
So, I don't know if it's like every week or every 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
That you can find him
under
a
podcast.
They're in a small town in Illinois. They do a lot of Midwest. They did a lot of Midwest shows pre to this, and their website's really well done because their colorways are very true to what they put on. I mean, you'll get a little deviation. This one that I bought, this navy blue online doesn't look quite as blue, but I mean, you expect that when you get these, but you can get the gist, and they got them knitted up. It's not just the color, you know what I mean? They don't just tell you or show you the yarn like some places. They actually knit it up, so it's a swatch color in their picture.
They show you what it looks like knit up, so you can see.
And they very often have kits.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That
for sure.
I have one of their kits at home.
Yeah.
But I got to the lace and got confused and put it in timeout.
And I love, and Katie, our village yarn company here in Zionsville, she carries a lot of their minis, the little ones. So if you're looking to throw a little bit of color into something and you don't want to buy a full skein, their minis are great.
I love their minis.
It's like when they get their yarns and they decide to do this. Okay, I need 250 yarns, but I need 320 so I can make a 70-yard mini out of the same dye thing. So they do a really good job. So we like leading men, and they were always fun to come. They would come in this van, and they'd set up that back room like that.
Yeah.
And it'd be like...
They got it down. They got it down pat.
Yeah.
I actually saw them at Rhinebeck at Indie Untangled.
Oh, really?
And I just kind of waved to them and walked right on by, and they said, "You're not going to come in?" And I'm like, I see you back home all the time. Like, I need to go to people's that I don't see. Yeah. It was pretty funny.
When we were in Columbus, it was the same thing. Brenda and Heather were there.
Yes.
And she had her daughter there, and I said, "Oh, hi, sweetheart, how are you?" And I just kept it. And then when I walked past, and she goes, "Come on in and say hello." And I said, "Well, you had other people to talk to. I see you guys, and I know you guys.
We see you guys enough.
I didn't want to take away." And she goes, "Yeah, but if you come in here, then it looks like we're busier."
Oh, there's that.
And I said, "Well, I don't think you need me to add to that because they always had,
they've got great yarn
people.
too.
Yeah, they do too. So
you'll recall we talked about Brenda and Heather last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
very, very good dyers.
You're working on what?
Well, remember last week I said I was going to pull something out of purgatory. So this is what I pulled out of purgatory.
So this is not an AFP like Mika's, almost.
No.
Project. This is a WIP.
Yeah, and pulled out of purgatory whip. This was an almost dead whip. Resurrected whip. This is a resurrected whip. So it's just a simple rib 3x3. Oh, the pattern is 3x2, but I changed it to 3x3 because my brain just can't switch back and forth from 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So I just said, well, I'm making it 3x3, and then it has this little mock cable in it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Every few rows. It's called Tender.
Okay.
And it is by, how do you pronounce that? Maanel?
Maanel,
Maanel, and I will put the link up. It's a free pattern. It's free on Ravelry, and I think I got it off of For Crafter.
Okay.
But it's free.
Cool.
So, and I'm doing it in Malibrigo linen silk merino.
Oh, nice.
So it's 25% linen, 50% silk, and 25% merino.
Nice color.
Yeah.
I love anything Malibrigo. I love that.
Yeah, so I have 2 skeins of it, so I'm just going to do it. Yeah.
And you have some funny little dangling things on there.
Yeah, well, some of my stitch markers.
Oh, fun!
It just keeps, so I know which is the right side and which is the wrong side.
Oh, okay, because I put mine in the center. I thought you were counting rows maybe or something.
Oh my gosh, no.
I thought maybe
No.
So that's a progress keeper.
Yeah, I have a progress keeper on the right side of the work.
Oh, okay.
So some people would, progress. I don't care how much I've knit that day.
You don't care?
No, it doesn't matter to me how much I've knit.
Mine are just so I know front and back.
I mean, that's kind of the purpose of the progress keeper, right? So you can see how many rows you've knit that day. You put it on your first row,
so you
and then
feel like
knit.
you've done something,
right?
I don't ever do that. Because I don't want to be like belittle myself because I only did 4 rows today. I don't.
I was saying, some days I'd be excited over doing 4 rows.
Well, true.
Yeah.
So,
but when you only have however many stitches across here. But when I resurrected this one, okay, here's a tip to the wise here. When you put something away to not work on it anymore, to put it into the closet,
right.
to,
time out.
Make sure you have the pattern with it and the needles and any alterations that you did to said pattern.
Right.
Because what happened when I pulled this one out of Purgatory, the pattern wasn't with it. Of course, because I was a dingbat and didn't put it with it. I knew where, I knew,
right.
I knew which pattern it was because it hadn't been in Purgatory that long. So I had to actually, but I couldn't find the paper copy.
Right.
Which I had made alterations on.
Right.
So I had to pull up the electronic copy and then go back and try and read my work and go, what did I change? I can't remember what I changed. And of course, the first row that I had to do was this little mock.
Of course, not the easy
this little,
row. No.
the little mock cable, which if I get it close enough, you might be able to see. So it has these little mock cables in it. And that was the first row that I had to do when I started back up again. And I struggled with it because I changed it by 1 stitch because I added, instead of a 2x3, I did it a 3x3 and I had forgotten that that's what I had done. So the first mock cable that I tried to do, it wasn't coming out right. And I'm like, what? I'm reading my work and this is not right. Yeah.
Then you got to take it out. And
I had to have help from the knitting nurse.
You had to go to a nurse or a doctor?
I did. I went to the doctor.
And that's how you got the tomato?
That's how I got the tomato.
Okay.
I dropped off a cowl.
Okay.
And I brought this over, and it was funny because we're sitting at the table, and I go, she did it, and she's reading the pattern, and she did it, and then she went back. She did this much of it. Then she went back, and then she goes, yeah, that's not right. And I'm like, so I'm reading the pattern, and I go, I think I know what I did. And then she tinked it all out and handed it back to me, and I did it. And I'm like, yep, that's it. So
all you needed was just the reassurance of the doctor to tell you.
All I needed.
Which we call Marcia. Hi, Marcia. Our knit doctor.
Knitting doctor.
Yeah. If Leah was here,
so
she would have been
a simple little 3x3 rib with a mock cable in it stumped me for a minute.
Yeah, it can do it. Believe me, I understand that.
So and I still don't have a paper copy of it printed, so I'm going to have to do that.
If nothing else, you should write it out.
Yeah, I was going to say you can
until
just write
you put
it
it
down.
away.
Oh, I know.
I'll
just print it off at work.
I could write it for you, but you know how I am at writing patterns.
Yeah, it'll be much quicker for me to just print it off at work and write in there.
Well, see, that's for me.
But it's a fun, mindless sort of.
Oh yeah, much fun.
Mindless sort of pattern to do.
Yeah, and this could be your waiting one now too, since you finished your waiting hat.
I know.
Your hat and waiting.
My waiting hat, my waiting project.
My hat and waiting.
But this is awfully big to be putting in my little.
Yeah, because you don't carry a big bag.
No, I don't carry a big bag.
Yeah.
I just carry a little bag.
Wow.
So I brought my helical project to work, and so that's just there at work.
Okay.
So I'm working on that when I'm at work.
That's good to have. Yeah.
The pink and green and purple one.
Yeah, I need to get a smaller project. Mine are going to become very large, and I'm not going to be too happy with.
Well,
and I won't use a progress keeper once mine hit.
Speaking of large, somebody, I'm not going to name names, but somebody.
Who?
I don't know.
Okay.
Came in this morning and dropped this off on my table. This large project bag. Yeah, it is. Look it on the screen. Look at how big it is on the screen.
I want you to do a big project. I don't want these small crap things anymore. I want you to have a big project. If I'm going to do 500 stitches, you need to do 500 stitches.
Isn't that so fun? Look at this. Okay, look at the stitching on the top. I was just dumbfounded. Look at the stitching up here. Isn't that cool? It looks like little breast cancer pins.
The little ribbons.
Little breast cancer ribbons is what it looks like.
I just did it because it
and
made
of
it
course
kind of
pink.
Heavy. And it's pink.
Pink. Well, at my place,
because I love pink,
at the table was this this bag, which matches my shirt.
It does match your shirt.
I didn't even think about that. I was going to do it white. The other side is white, and that's what side I was going to do. The inside.
Oh, the inside.
But I didn't want the dark on the inside.
So, okay.
Here we can show the
okay, yeah.
And the top is actually mosquito netting that you can get at.
And I have the perfect project to put in there.
And you do. You can do. You can put your poncho in here.
I can.
That'll work really good. Yeah, I was playing and I'm trying to clear up. As you can see, this would really clear out a sewing room. I mean, that would take a massive amount of fabric and just clean out space. Let me tell you.
Yeah, right.
I've seen her sewing room.
So anyway,
I don't think it's gonna clear out any
I don't think it's
space
going to make a dent.
So, Mika.
But what a nice surprise!
Yes. Oh my gosh, I loved it.
I can show.
Show Stephen West.
Oh,
I did the hat, remember, folks, and now I've started the shawl, and this is Miss Babs yarn I'm using. Check this out. This is her variegated with her solid colors. Now, isn't that cute?
That's gorgeous.
At first, when I first did it here, when you kind of get here, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing with just a couple of colors?
Let me hold this up here. Look at this. This is so cool.
Isn't that fun? With you don't notice so much the variegation in the yarn, but yet you do when you get closer.
Oh,
so
I love it.
It almost looks like the variegations fit each little window.
It really does. It's
so
really fun. It's just knit and purl and very easy to do. And I have the colorway right here from Miss Babs. And they're her Babette yarn is what this is, her Babette. And I bought it for, this one is called, hang in.
Dun, 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 dun. Drum roll, please.
It's called Perfectly Reckless.
Perfectly reckless.
Reckless. I remember when we picked it out. Because I bought a green to go with all the colors too, just in this darker green to go with the brighter colors. And we bought it for anybody who did the baking one, the bake along. And I think because it was baking.
That's just fun.
But this is just
totally fun.
So this will be progress. And like I said, I won't be using a progress keeper to know how much I do because now I'm at 125 stitches. This thing goes over 500.
No, but you probably could use these little guys. So
yeah, those
are great.
Can you actually see those? I don't know. Can you see them this way?
Maybe this way.
I don't know.
They're
teeny tiny little. Well, they're not teeny tiny. They fit over up to a size 8.
Oh,
I think. They're little.
They're stitch markers.
Stitch markers.
But they're rings with a bead on them.
A little bead at the end, just so you have a little bit of.
So there's no snag.
Okay.
They're the only ones I'd use.
Katie has these beautiful colors.
I supply Miss Katie with these. They come in these little containers that you can throw inside of your, your yarn bag, and she sells them for $6.
Then
So I'll have to drop off some more because
yeah.
I have money for this.
I don't know. I haven't been in there for so long.
Well, because your hours are it's difficult.
Her hours and Sue's hours don't
match. Jive too well.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll take a lunch this week and swing by there.
Well, don't bother. I've got your money.
And the other project I started this week is called Star Stitch Shawlette by Jillian Robbins. It's a Wonderland Kit. One of her monthly ones. I think this might be August. It might even be September. But it comes like this, and it comes in, I don't know if this is Katie with this one little bag. And this is the colorway that it comes. It gets a whole skein of yarn. And the pattern this month shows a nice little star pattern on the shawl. Which really goes fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
What yarn is this?
Wonderland.
Oh, it's Wonderland. Okay.
It's Cheshire Cat light fingering weight. The name is Cheshire Cat, and it's actually for Egypt allegedly. Every month they have a different card.
Did you get the whole set of Wonderland?
No, it just comes
or
like this.
Or just the single skein?
It's a single skein.
Yeah.
I've done their hat and their mittens and a cowl so far, and then COVID hit. And the mittens, you can easily make two pairs plus, from it.
Right.
Right. Or like what I'm going to do with the leftovers, make the headband. And then the hat had you could make a hat and probably the 75-yard Malibrigo mitts, the little ones.
Oh.
So they give you more than enough. So this goes to 250 stitches, so I'm going to have to play it by ear. I'll probably go to the end of the skein. But it's real soft, too. We have very soft yarns today.
You need to sit your ass down.
I know, but for some reason this is just really cool today. I don't know why I'm reaching for you. I need connection.
To get closer to you.
Yeah, I need connection. Maybe it's the vitamin B12 shot I took this today. Maybe it draws me to somebody.
There's somebody there?
Yeah.
All three of us are right there. You're
It's
so
a little
cute.
off.
Okay, I love your t-shirt today.
I don't know if
Check
you can
this
tell.
out. This is hysterical.
It's a Walker, Star Wars Walker, being brought down by kittens and yarn.
Yeah.
Isn't that
fantastic?
Luke goes round and round.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. With
to knock it over.
Cats are doing this with yarn.
So the cats are doing this with yarn instead. I found that on Etsy. I want to say Sharkfish. Well, anyway, I can't remember the company. And I got a little pin that looks just like this too, so I can put it on my back.
Oh, that's hysterical.
So, yeah. I get on these Etsy sites or I type in like Star Wars fabric or Star Wars, stitching or something. And the next thing you know, all these things come up and 3 hours later, I haven't done a damn thing.
You fall into a black hole and then you come back up again?
Yeah.
With 4 new shirts coming.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's okay. You're stimulating the economy.
True. And Bones has got a new one out, too. My coffee company's got a new one out that I need to get. It's got donut thing on it. And me and coffee and donuts is, like, perfect. My husband's like, you totally need that. I said, thanks, Mike. I totally do. And Mike is going to start a new project this week. Aren't you?
Oh, Micah. I thought you said Mike, and I thought
I mean Micah.
Micah.
Mike is going to
coming up for a breath of air.
Moving on.
Yes, this is for my darling granddaughter, Caitlin Marie, who is the most wonderful child ever. I tell her she's the best little girl in Indiana. Of course, I think that perhaps it may be farther, it may be more like the world. But that's just to me. Anyway, she and I, when I was up there last weekend, she and I picked out this poncho.
It's called Janice.
Yeah, and it is by
Karen Heimberger.
And in the process of picking that out, we picked out this yarn. And this is Dragon Horde, her worsted, and the colorway is Autumn Spice. And I think Caitlin picked that out because it's similar to what the pattern shows.
Oh, I like this. You really get a nice, now that you see it more you get a nice...
Yeah, there's a nice tonal quality to it. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. A far cry from the shawls I've been working on, but this is what Caitlin wants, and what Caitlin wants, Caitlin gets from me.
Of course.
Of course. We've talked about Dragon Horde yarn before, and I think, don't you have some that just came?
Yeah, I showed it. I came last week.
Okay.
And I got it for, when we had mentioned Dragonhood, we had talked about her books.
Yes.
Sarah Moss.
Yes.
And my niece adores Sarah Moss. And she reads, oh gosh, again, this is called
Crinkles.
High Lady.
It's called what, lady?
High Lady. It's from the Court of Thrones book series. She has 3 new ones, and the new one is Crescent City.
Dark and delicious.
But this is going to be for Mittens, for Madison.
I love how it's like super dark, but then the light
The
color that's
colors.
in it is like, they're like pastel.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's shining.
And the different,
Doesn't that look like it's shining?
Yeah. See?
Oh my gosh.
And then this is the DK weight, which comes, I think it's darker in here too, but I think the way it's wound, this actually is a little bit lighter.
It is a little lighter,
so it'll
but
be
that's
kind
okay.
of fun. But
You
this
know,
one
indie
is
dye.
her myth fingering from Dragonhood.
I love how that looks like it's shining.
And this is Fairy Tale DK.
Fantastic.
So when I get started, I'm going to start mittens and a hat because I'm not going to be doing 500 stitches and
how that looks
250
like
stitches. Isn't that fun?
Look at how it looks like it's shining. Oh my gosh.
I know. Great.
It's like black hair with the shine on it.
Like your hair.
Yeah.
No, my hair is frizzy. It's not shiny.
I also got some more Dragon Horde. This is called Fairy Fodder.
Very fun.
Fairy fodder.
Fairy Fodder. Again, a really nice combination of colors.
This is a you kind of colorway. Look at that.
Yeah. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll think of something.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So fun. And then one other new thing, guys. One other new thing.
One other new thing.
Oh, yeah.
My newest bag. Isn't this cool?
This is her bag. This is the bag lady.
If I'm not going to travel, I'm going to spend my travel money on bags because I love bags. See, when I'm on the street when I'm 87 years old, I'm going to look really good because I'll have the best bags of the bag lady world. So anyway, and this is real wide. Look how
I
cool
love
this
how
is.
wide that is.
And
It's
this
huge.
was made from recycled water bottles. See? It's not canvas. It's really cool. And this one's got a netting. It's a beach type bag too. So it would be perfect for the beach. But yeah. And it's got plasticky stuff in the center.
Jamie wanted a new carry-on, so I'm gonna.
That would have been perfect.
I'm gonna tell him you need to take that.
Yeah, for him
And
it would
his
look
away.
like a lunch bag because he's so tall.
He is pretty big. Actually,
He's a
he
big
wants
guy.
a new. He wants a new backpack for his computer.
For his computer, that's good. I actually, now that when I travel, I do have a backpack now. I didn't for the longest time. I fought him. And then now I've gotten to the point, I'm never at the close gate.
No, it's always
And
the
you
gate
always
that's the
come in
farthest
at
away.
F21 and you change to the furthest
To
terminal.
Z99.
And it's all the way down there.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, we got a break. We're at Z2. But Z2's at that end.
Right.
And
yeah.
Z21's at this end.
Yeah.
So you think, oh, I don't have to go that far. And then you get over to Z and you're like, where's
That's
the...
why I love our airport here.
Yeah.
Our airport is like the bomb diggity here.
The best airport experience, I had a couple of, we were flying to Grand Cayman, the whole family, and we were going down for a week, and my mother is 93, thank you. She hasn't gotten older since the last time I talked about her. Hi, Mom. Yes, I know, my coffee cup's here.
Mine's over here. So I'm...
Anyway,
It's right in front of me.
we got... Oh, she had broken her leg. So she was...
You guys have a thing about breaking legs.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, so we got one of those golf cart things.
Yeah.
And all of us got to ride on the golf cart thing. I got one of those great big ones.
Ah.
It was wonderful.
I know. That would be great.
And I'm thinking, Mother, just come along and limp, and we can have this kind of service every time.
I'm thinking that on my next international one because they always bring you in way over here to go way over here to go through the checkpoint to go way back over here to get all the way over there. I mean, I seriously, you do like the whole airport every time you come in international. I mean, Miami is the worst in my opinion. Houston isn't bad because it's not a real big airport. That's the other trick. Don't go into a big airport.
I'm not too fond of Minneapolis.
I've never flown into Minneapolis.
I've only changed planes, and my luck at that point was in the same terminal, but at the other end.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
so the last time that I had to fly through there, I think, and of course I was by myself. I usually don't fly by myself. I usually have my husband with me or my kid with me or somebody's usually with me. And I was by myself, so I can't remember where I was going, but I got to Minneapolis, and of course I flew in on, Terminal A, and I had to go to Terminal G, and that airport is just spread out like, like an Iowa town, just just spread out everywhere. And I couldn't figure out I'm sitting there scratching my head, and I'm like, I'd already walked for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, and so finally one of the little guys on the little trolleys is coming by, and I go, can you help me? I can't figure out where to get to, and I show him my ticket and the gate and everything, and he's like, oh, well, you have to go, and he goes through this like 10-minute litany of everything that I have to do, and he goes, hop on, I'll just take you over there. Like,
perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect. I've told you about, I went to China with my mother, and in the course of being in China, I broke my leg, which is really an experience.
Another broken leg while traveling.
Yeah. It was, it was an experience. But getting on the plane to fly home, of course, I had a wheelchair to get me to the plane, and then I had crutches to kind of get me down the aisle. Right. Then they took my crutches away and put them someplace secret. And I know when the plane landed, I said, I need my crutches, and they said, where are they? And I said,
I don't know. You took them.
I have no idea. You took them away.
They're in the secret compartment that
They're
you
in
guys...
a secret crutches place.
Yeah.
So I got off the plane. I'm in a wheelchair. Okay, they wheel me to the gate, and then they take the wheelchair away. and the
They took it away? They didn't leave it there?
No, they took it away.
And
then the airline changed gates. And
for
no
flocking
crutches.
and no wheelchair.
And no wheelchair.
No wheelchair. So it was like, and I was not good on crutches yet because I had just gotten them.
Sure. Is anybody ever good on crutches? Cute dog.
I did get
That's a very cute dog.
I did get good on crutches because I was on them for several weeks. But and then so finally they get a wheelchair back, and there's this guy pushing me in the wheelchair, and I said, you have to stop here. I need to go to the bathroom. And he was very put off because I needed to go in the ladies' room. And anyway, so we managed to get that done because otherwise it would have been a wet wheelchair. But it was It was just a whole litany of what are you thinking and why did you take that chair away? And I know that when we were
sometimes you just don't I don't get it.
I remember being,
but they have their rules.
I know somebody else might need that chair.
Well, that's what I mean. Maybe they don't. He's got to catch a flight to get somebody else.
Then my answer to that is then they need more freaking wheelchairs.
Well, I agree with that, but
the funniest part, and I've worked with handicapped kids my whole entire life,
right?
Kids with disabilities of one sort or another, and I've always been very aware of how you talk to kids and how you talk to individuals with disabilities. But here I was in a wheelchair, and my mother in China, and my mother was pushing the wheelchair, and people would say to her, "What happened to her?"
Yeah,
like you weren't there.
Yeah, and I would say, "Woohoo! I can talk. Can't walk very well, but I can talk." It was very bizarre.
She's deaf. That's why she's in a wheelchair.
That's why I'm in a wheelchair. I can't talk.
Well, people do take advantage of that situation anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I almost did when I was in Disney. I was really close. I have to admit, I'm one of those bad. I didn't, but I was close.
I'm definitely going to be a bad one. I have already reserved the scooter for when I go down there in a couple, 3 weeks. So that I can buzz around in my scooter.
Are we going to carry on without her?
And I think so. because I leave on a Sunday morning.
We can carry on
without me. And then I would probably quarantine for a few days when I get back, just because I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to quarantine for 2 weeks. I think the symptoms will kind of show in a few days, but I'm going to go ahead. So, yeah, you'll probably miss me for a couple of weeks. But I'll be here for the next 1-2 weeks.
Okay, everybody. We had a little technical difficulties there.
We didn't get to properly say goodbye.
Yeah, so
we're gonna miss
we just came back to say goodbye.
Yeah, we're just gonna stick this little guy in here to say goodbye and welcome to all the new people. I noticed a lot of new people subscribed this week. If you
great,
welcome.
Keep it up, and we'll keep being
our goofy selves.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Yeah.
So stay healthy,
stay wise,
stay safe,
and paint.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Have
a good week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Ah!